Yo, what's going on, guys? TK here, and today I'm going to make a video called How to Fix Halo in 5 Steps. I know the title sounds kind of clickbaity, but just listen to the video. I'm sure you'll agree with it. All right, so the first step to actually fixing this fucking game is acceptance, right? So 343 has to accept that they failed, take it on the chin, and get back in the fucking lab. That's all you could really do, honestly. Like, at this point, the game Infinite has been out for over a year, and the population just continues to get lower. Halo 5, you had heavy aim. In Infinite, you have this, like, desync bullshit or whatever the hell's going on. You just have to admit that you fumbled the bag. Number 2 is to restaff. And so this is sort of an ongoing process because, you know, Bonnie Ross, like, quote unquote, resigned. Halo is a legendary franchise, period. So I'm talking upper management, middle management, developers, community managers. Everybody on the team should have proven track records, period. I understand that there's a process, right? So, you know, in order to become a game dev, you got to go to college and, you know, someone's got to take a chance on you. You have to have a break. But Halo, as I said, is a legendary franchise. Like, you'd think a franchise like Halo, right? You know, you should fucking, like, hire the best people possible and pay them really well. I mean, you're supported by Microsoft, a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're fucking Halo. Halo is such a household name. The best college graduates should be lining up to, like, go work for you. And if you don't, which, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure 343 gets a lot of applicants, but their track record, 343's track record, has not historically been the best. It's pretty well documented what they've done or haven't done, but restaffing is a must. So the third thing that could really fix Halo is getting back to basics. Like, for one, actually making fucking maps. Stop remaking midship. Stop remaking the pit. At this point in 2022, we're playing a remake of a remake of a remake of a you know what I mean? So it gets to a point where just be fucking original and make your own shit. Also, simplify the fucking UI and medals. We don't need 100 different medals. Like, I don't need Protector or whatever the fuck that medal, you know what I mean? Who the fuck cares? I don't care if I saved my teammate. All I care about is if I got a fucking snipe or not. Also, leaderboards, whether it's in-game or on a website, just have something that compares players who are competitive, because that's what people like. Now, when it comes to, like, sprint or enhanced mobility, I mean, honestly, a lot of these features have been in Halo now longer than they haven't. And I'm gonna be honest, whether sprint is in the next Halo or not, I don't know if that's gonna, if 343 is at the helm, I don't know if things are gonna be too much better. But that's why I'm making this video. So again, we went over acceptance, restaffing, get back to basics. Number 4 would be to refine the online matchmaking experience. Now, this point is probably the most important in my personal opinion, just because the online experience, so like matchmaking, is what keeps people playing the game. That's the number 1 key in my personal opinion to player retention, is matchmaking, right? So we could go off and talk about the campaign, Cortana's pussy, whatever the fuck you want to talk about, right? But at the end of the day, the multiplayer is what keeps people playing the game. Look at Call of Duty, look at Counter-Strike, look at Overwatch 2. Go to twitch.tv and have a look at the most populated games, right? And tell me, outside of variety streamers, right? Like the one-off, like the Summit 1G, right? Outside of that, tell me how many fucking people are watching single-player games. Better yet, go to Twitch and have a look at how many people are watching multiplayer games versus not. The results may shock you. To be fair, any game can be competitive if 2 people give a fuck, right? So putting money, time, and effort into the online experience makes a lot of sense, because when you don't do that, you have things like skill-based matchmaking, you have things like modders, and just, they tell you to just go fucking submit a ticket. Go on Halo Waypoint, submit a ticket. That's a poor online experience. If someone's clearly fucking flying around the map, you don't have them submit a fucking ticket. You ban them. Now, as for skill-based matchmaking, so here's my opinion, right? I think that every game should have 2 categories, right? 2 main categories, ranked and social, okay? Social, there should be no skill-based matchmaking whatsoever, right? Okay, picture it like this, right? A Lamborghini, price-wise, is like a house on wheels, right? They're really rare, and they're really beautiful, and they're nice, and they're very eye-catching, right? When you see one, you're like, oh, wow, a Lambo. Now, imagine everyone in the world had one. It's gonna lose value, whether it's monetary or just, you know, like prestige. But the one thing for certain is that that car will lose value. Now, how this relates to Halo, right, is that they're taking good players, and they're giving them teammates who can't walk and aim simultaneously. If I have to sweat every single game that I play, I'm just gonna get off. And I'm sure there's gonna be someone who listens to this and says, well, if you don't like it, then just don't play. The same fucking argument where people are like, well, if you don't like sprint, then just don't sprint. You know, that problem solved. What skill-based matchmaking tries to do, and it tries to accomplish, I can respect. Trying to make this fucking game fair is what I've been trying to do for like the past decade. Yeah, I've been advocating for party and rank restrictions forever. The message that I get personally from skill-based matchmaking is, if I don't have people to play with, like a party of 4 to pub stomp fucking people who are like brand new to the game, is don't play. Or if I do play, play, just Smurf. I mean, after all, everyone else does, so fuck it, right? Listen, I'm not trying to argue against like the mathematical formula behind skill-based matchmaking, but if I want to fucking jump on Halo with my feet up and just play casually without having to have my fucking elbows and my thighs, that would be great. And again, I'm not saying to like, you know, have no type of like restrictions in social, because I do believe that if you're going to play as a party of 4 in social, you should match other parties of 4 in social. Like the game should try to prioritize you with a different party of 4. But here's what happens as a somewhat decent player, right? And again, if you're watching this video and you consider yourself a decent player, chances are you've experienced this. How many times have you guys searched by yourself and matched a party of 3 or 4 in social, and then when you get a team together to like match that team, you don't match that team. You match fucking people searching by themselves or people who are like brand new to the fucking game. How many times? Like for me, it's been more times than I can count, honestly. Now in ranked, I think yes, there needs to be party restrictions, rank restrictions, all that stuff. If you want to put skill-based matchmaking in ranked, that's fine. But to ruin the entire game, to tie your Steam account and or Microsoft account to like some weird mathematical number and it's like influencing every single game you play, that's fucking stupid. And there's plenty of examples of this. You can go on YouTube, type in Precellence, type in Mint Blitz. People have talked about this for a long time. It's not like this new issue, but it's still something that's in these games and I don't see it going anywhere. So the fifth and final point that I want to talk about is transparency. The smartest people, in my opinion, are the ones who know that they don't know everything. You know, don't defer to this quote unquote data that we can't see. That's something that 343 loves to do. They love to say, well, the data supports X, Y, or Z. To give you guys an example, so I had to fight fucking tooth and nail, right, to get Halo 3 Team Slayer added into MCC. So at the time we had Team Arena, which is like a mixture of Slayer and Objective. And I was being told at that particular time, even though I knew that people didn't like it, I was being told that this was a good playlist and people liked it and there was, you know, much data to support that. Now, while I never saw the data that the person was talking about, I showed them the Halo charts data from, you know, back in the day, right? I showed them that most people played Social Slayer, that was like the #1 playlist on Halo 3, followed by Team Slayer, ranked TS. So I showed them that and I said, this is what people like, this is what they played, right? So please put the fucking playlist in. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Halo 3 Team Slayer right now has like one of the highest populations in MCC. Next thing would probably be like the Halo Waypoint tickets. I mean, honestly, that just seems like a whole lot of gaslighting and like blame shifting going on, and you just kind of regurgitate things that you're being told. If you work for 343 and you see a video of someone flying around a fucking map, you ban the person. You don't sit there and say, well, submit a ticket, you know, we're looking into it, we're investigating. Fuck you. A little transparency goes a long way. If Infinite wasn't like a finished product, like just fucking tell us, like literally just say, listen, it wasn't fucking ready. We put it out too soon and we fucked up. So to recap, acceptance, restaff, get back to basics, refine the online matchmaking experience, and then just be transparent. To be fair, I don't work in this industry, so I don't know what type of like, you know, deadlines they have to adhere to. But what I do know and what you're judged on ultimately is, did you get the job done? And a strong argument can be made that you did not, right? That you fumbled the bag. Now, whether you like 343 or maybe you work for them, I know some of you guys watch my videos. Hi. Just know that there is a redemption path for Halo and for 343. Honestly, if 343 wants to turn things around, they absolutely can. The book is not closed. They're still writing the fucking chapters, right? So even though I'm old and jaded, I definitely believe that Halo can be a relevant esports title. I'm not going to say that Halo is going to be what CS is, right? Or Overwatch maybe, but I definitely think that Halo could have more base viewership, more daily concurrent players than a couple thousand. Like, that's pretty fucking sad. And contrary to what people might believe about me, I don't like bashing Halo, right? I've been playing this game for over half my life, right? So it's September of 05, so 17 years. It just makes me sad, honestly. I think that's why I kind of lash out sometimes and I make these videos, because like it hurts me to see Halo have 2,000 fucking players when the game just came out a year ago. That hurts. And that's coming from someone who doesn't watch or play the game. But I've also given feedback to 343 for years and they've only implemented like a handful of things. So if this video does make it back to people who give a fuck, that's great. If not, then it is what it is. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, commentary, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Appreciate you guys. Peace.